Hello you guys, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This moment feels surreal. I cannot believe the day is finally here to tell you guys all about the first launch of my new makeup brand, Painted. Can we take a moment for the backdrop? Oh, I'm so excited. Now, I want to jump right into today's video. Personally, I've always found it very annoying when YouTubers are like, I've been working on this project for years and years and years. Well, I'm gonna do that today because that is the true reality of the situation. 4 years of blood, sweat, tears have gone into this brand, its identity, what it stands for, and I'm so excited to finally get to share it with you guys. Now, I read the comments. I know there's been a lot of excitement. We started hyping this up in April, so it's a long time coming, and I've also seen that there's a lot of questions. So before I delay any further, let's just get right into it. Let me tell you all about my new makeup brand, Painted. A massive comment criticism that I've seen quite a lot of from people both outside the makeup industry and within has said that this brand has taken way too long to launch.
Is it too late for James Charles to come out with his own makeup line?
Who will buy James Charles's makeup brand?
I know makeup takes a long time to produce, but it's already been 2 years.
And trust and believe when I say, I agree. I understand the concerns, and I also understand the impact that this brand could have had in the peak of the makeup era, like 2017, 2018, 2019. But to do what I wanted to achieve with this brand in that time frame just wasn't possible. I definitely did not think that owning my own makeup brand would be easy, but I also did not think that it would be this difficult. I already had so much respect for my fellow brand owners before starting this project, but now, oh my God, it has skyrocketed. Let me tell you about some of the bumps in the road. In 2020, during the height of the pandemic, after working on the brand for months already, I had completed what I thought was the final formula. I hosted a testing party with makeup artists and friends where participants were COVID tested, dividers at the stations, 6 feet apart, every single protocol you could possibly take. Shout out to my friend Lipstick Nick for letting us use her space at Pout, and I am so glad that I did that test because after the feedback from my friends, we made the decision to completely switch labs. This was not only because of a formula change, but the most important reason was it was a price change. At the last minute, the manufacturer tried to raise their costs on me, and I would no longer be able to sell you guys my Create paints at the price that I wanted to, which was super affordable. Think about that. A completely finished paint, ready for sale 3 years ago. But my mindset has always been, if it wasn't right, I'm not putting it out. So we started over. To say this was just the tip of the iceberg is really like the understatement of a century. We immediately started looking for new labs, and when I tell you guys we were looking for labs all around the world, I have literally tried hundreds of samples from different manufacturers and labs. Finally, we found one that was able to replicate our magic formula, and they happened to be only 20 minutes away here in LA. After finally finding my new lab, over the next 3 years, I spent hundreds of hours on the phone to my new manufacturer, testing products, going to the lab, and sharing as much information as I possibly could on social media with you guys. I loved getting your guys' feedback, and I cannot wait to do it again for future products, but even the smallest changes required a complete reevaluation of the entire product and the chemistry that makes up the formula. And you guys know I'm a perfectionist too, so even up until a couple of weeks ago, I was still in the lab perfecting and finalizing and approving the formula like I showed you guys on TikTok. So when I say that we just finished these paints, we just finished them. Now I want to talk to you guys about the campaigns. Oh my God, the marketing around this brand so far has been an absolute dream. You guys know I love doing makeup, but I love marketing too, so it has been so fun to get creative. The first thing that you guys saw was the commercial. Now with this video, we didn't want to give everything away, but kind of treat it more of like a movie trailer. When brainstorming with the team, this concept came up and I was instantly obsessed. The brand identity is obviously mixing makeup and artistry together, so pulling those concepts into one was really, really cool for me. I want to say quick but massive thank yous to all the people who helped make this happen. Kaylee, the beautiful model who let me paint her face, my friend Jesus for helping me with the makeup. Of course, we have my team, but then also Ashley, the director, and her incredible team that helped actually create and shoot the commercial. I'm so proud of the finished product, and I am so glad that you guys loved it as much as I did. Next was flying out our 10 artists that won our Painted casting call to be in our first ever campaign. And let me just say, I think that this is the coolest thing my brand has done thus far. I know we haven't done much, okay? Not a lot has been on the table yet, but I had so much fun during this experience. For those of you who might not know, I ran a contest where amazing artists from all around the world submitted videos to be in my brand's first ever campaign. They duetted my announcement video with their best makeup look and explained what makeup and expression meant to them, and I was completely overwhelmed. Hashtag James Charles campaign had over 10,000 video submissions by some of the most talented artists that I have ever seen. We picked the 10 artists that we did after so much back and forth between my team and I. Picking only 10 was so challenging, but I ended up choosing who I did because of their love and passion for makeup, not only in their submissions, but also on their entire social media pages and their bodies of work. We ended up having artists from the US, Canada, Trinidad, the UK, Zimbabwe, Argentina, and Thailand. Literally from like every corner of the globe. We flew them into LA, a lot of them for the first time, so we wanted to make sure they had a really fun experience. We decorated their hotel rooms, took them on a Hollywood tour bus all throughout the city, brought them to a nice little dinner, and then already, it was shoot day. After planning everything out, we realized that we had to photograph 34 looks, 34 makeup looks in only one day. And let me tell you, we barely made it. But when we did, it was then that I knew that we picked superstars. These photos are gonna be all over the website and our socials for years to come, so make sure you guys keep your eyes out for them, and I am so proud of all 10 of my artists. Peyton, Jada, Chris, Pink, Kenny, Maya, Catalina, Arlene, and Karina, and Angel, I love you all. This is one of the hardest shoot days that I have ever been on, so I also want to give a quick shout out to Nicole, Caesar, Ty, and Liv for the makeup, Sergio, Kat, and Haley on the hair, and finally, thank you to John Sams, Tati, and Jeff for their incredible, unmatched photography and videography that made this campaign actually come to life. Now, the last thing that we did was a model shoot, and this was the concept that I was so excited to bring to life. In a completely different format, where that first shoot was focusing on showing how the paints work, how amazing they are, and the different colors, this shoot was the complete opposite. It was all about just creativity and coming up with some really cool photos. My makeup artist Caesar and Dee did the most beautiful avant-garde makeup looks on them, while Dustin and Linda did these crazy sculpted hairstyles, and then it literally all went to waste because we poured buckets of paint on these girls. The girls were throwing paint, fighting with paint, using vintage cameras, rocky angles, and we all had the best time. My models were all so hot and so incredible to work with, so thank you Raven, Haley, Leah, Avery, and Alexis for really trusting my vision. You guys, we had the best time and we really bonded over being covered in paint in every single crevice. And I really do mean every single crevice. Thank God they had a shower on set. Now you might be asking, why paint? I've been quoted in interviews many times actually saying that I was never gonna come up with my own makeup line. So definitely shot myself in the foot with that one. But when I said that, at the time, it was true. With there being so many brands out there, the artist in me really wanted to create something unique and special and not just slap my name on something. And for a really long time, I just didn't have the idea. But over the years, as I completed more and more makeup looks, getting crazier and crazier every single time, I would always look down at my makeup table here in front of me that was covered in dozens of products, making a complete mess, but I realized that I didn't have the one product that could truly do everything that I was looking for. So I finally realized that I wanted to release a makeup line with multi-use products right off the bat that artists of all different skill levels could use, and thus, Create Paints were born. When I started developing this formula 4 years ago now, paints really weren't that popular in the makeup market, but over the last couple of years, several brands have started to release them, which I'm not gonna lie, was not my favorite thing in the entire world. But just like how new brands are constantly trying to reformulate staple products in our makeup collections, I'm doing the same thing with my paints, and I'm very confident when I say, and also a little bit biased, that my formula is the absolute best while keeping them very, very affordable. Okay, you are finally caught up on the last couple of years of what it took to bring this brand to life, but now, let's talk about the present. For my first launch, I'm going to be releasing my 10 artist paints called Create Paints, a detailed brush set, and a beauty sponge. Before I reveal the launch date and the prices, let's talk a little bit about what Create Paints actually are. Create Paints are a creamed matte pigment formula that dries down in about 30 seconds and can be used in many different ways throughout your makeup routine. You can create a wing or graphic liner. You can cut your crease, blend it out for an easy smoky eye. The possibilities are literally endless. And before you get scared, don't worry, next Friday, I'm releasing a video right here on my YouTube channel where I teach you guys every single way in which you could possibly use the paints, and it might seem like they are product only for artists, but trust and believe when I say everybody of any skill level can use these paints. You just wait and see. Let's finally get into the fun part with the swatches with the colors and the names. First we have Left on Red, which is this beautiful, rich red color. Next we have Flaming, which is a bright, beautiful orange that really pops on the eyes. Next was Caution, and yellow is by far the hardest color to formulate. It was really important to me that this color was super vibrant and beautiful, but also looks good on every single skin tone. Look at how bright that is, wow! Next is our green paint, which is called SMS. Now, you guys know how I feel about green. It is not my favorite color and still isn't, okay? Not gonna lie to you, but this color is the perfect, like beautiful, bright green that is just not ugly. That's what it is. Now next is our blue shade, which is called Blueprint. And I know that I'm not supposed to pick favorites because it's, you know, probably bad for business, but this one is my favorite. It is literally the most perfect blue color. I am obsessed with it. I have worn this so many times in different looks. Some blues just feel too plain or too dark, but this is like the perfect color. It's a very light, true blue. You guys are going to be obsessed with this one. Now next is our purple color called Turning Violet, and 10 points to you if you get the reference. This color has actually become the favorite of a lot of my friends, and I am really particular about my purples. I always love a true neutral purple. I don't like a magenta. I don't want it to lean too blue, and this is like the perfect middle tone, just the perfect purple. I reached for this way more than I thought I would. Next, we have our pink shade called Pinky Promise. Now, similar to green, pink has never been, you know, my favorite color, but of course I have to give the girlies a pink, and honestly, I have really come around. This is like the most beautiful bubblegum bright pink, and I love this color. Of course, it has its very typical uses, but this also melts into your cheeks for the most beautiful, stunning blush and can be used as a lip color as well. Next is our brown paint, which is called Cold Brew. And when I said earlier that everybody can use these paints, this color is really what I'm talking about. This is for my natural makeup girlies out there. You guys are going to be obsessed with this paint. In fact, I have a feeling that this is probably going to be our best seller. This is the perfect, just neutral, slightly warm brown for any just go-to glam, easy makeup look. Latte makeup, clean girl makeup, this is the perfect brown for a winged liner, a brow, a freckle, blends it out for a smoky eye. You guys need Cold Brew in your collection. I use this almost every single time that I get ready. Next is our black shade, which is called Ink, and I have a feeling that this is probably going to be, if not our best seller, definitely a crowd favorite. It is the blackest black, so smooth, so sleek, and of course dries down fully matte. Look at that, you guys. It is the eyeliner of your dreams. The sharpest, pointiest wings, of course, using our painted brushes, which I'll tell you about soon. You can put it in your waterline, you can blend it out for a smoky eye, any sultry makeup look, this is going to be your best friend. Don't just take it from me though, okay? You guys are going to die when I tell you this. Beyonce's makeup artist use this on her on tour. Raquel, I love you so much. I cannot even, Beyonce has worn my paints. You guys, the mother Queen Bee has worn Ink and also Pinky Promise on her tour. If Beyonce can wear these paints and dance around on stage being a legend for hours and hours and hours straight and they still stay on and look amazing, you can do it too. Finally, our last color is our white paint called Ghosted, and in a way, I actually feel like this color might be the most important to me because it was actually the first one that I worked on. If you have been in the makeup industry for a long time, you would know that it is really, really hard to find a good white liner. So I wanted to make the perfect one. And when I finally perfected this formula, I knew that the other colors would fall right into place, and they did. I love this white formula. It is so amazing for a pop of brightness, either in the waterline or the inner corner, but this can also be mixed with any of our other paints as well to create all sorts of new colors and pastels. For example, you can mix a tiny little bit of Ghosted and Ink to create a gorgeous gray shade, or even a little bit of a Ghosted, Blueprint, and SMS for the perfect mint. As you guys can see, with only 10 paints, the options are literally endless. We've talked about the paints, now let's talk about how to actually apply them. I'm also releasing a 6-piece brush set that complements the paints perfectly, but can of course also be used throughout your regular makeup routine. If I open up the box here, you guys can see they come in a super sleek painted gray with a tapered handle so you can hold them really easily. Of course, our logo is engraved right into the side, and the coolest thing about this brush is the bristles on top. They're a little bit different than a regular makeup brush. These are made with synthetic hairs that are a blend of cosmetic fibers, but also art brush fibers for super sharp and precise detail work. J1 is a large concealer brush, perfect for, of course, concealer or cutting your crease. J2 is a mini concealer brush, same exact shape but half the size, perfect for detail work, packing on shadows, or if you just have smaller eyes. J3 is a square liner brush, which I personally love to use to carve out any straight lines such as eyeliner, lips, or your eyebrows. J4 is literally the sharpest angle brush I have ever seen. I love using this brush for either wing liner or of course my eyebrows too. Now J5 and J6 are both liner brushes, but J5 is medium and J6 is short. Now the bristles on this one are a little bit longer than the J6, because this is going to be perfect for just getting a good flow going with graphic liner or even a wing as well, whereas J6 is perfect for any sort of detail work, art on the eyes, or of course a classic wing. And last but not least, we have our painted sponge. I really wanted to create an oversized makeup blending sponge that was perfect for fast but flawless application. Now let me just do a quick little comparison here, okay? This sponge is fully dry next to a competitor on the market that you might have in your makeup kit. So as you guys can see, okay, a little bit of a size difference here. here, fully dry, but here is the painted sponge fully wet. Obviously it looks disgusting. Okay, yours will not come looking like this. This is the sponge that I used to get ready today for my current glam, but we have wet, we have dry, and then we have the competitor. As you can see, sometimes size does matter. And once I moved to this baby, I have literally never switched back. It is so soft. It literally feels like you're beating your face with a memory foam mattress, but helps everything go on so quickly. Not only is this good for face makeup application, but also body makeup as well. If you're going out to an event, a date night out, a red carpet, but this sponge is literally everything you need and is half the price of the competitors. I know I've made you wait long enough, so let's finally get into all the information around the launch, starting off with pricing. All 10 of the Create paints will be retailing online for $15 each. Now, of course, you can shop for them individually if you have a couple of colors that you really want to pick up, or if you have one favorite that you really want to try out, or you can buy all 10 paints in our artist set for the price of 9, and with that, they all come in a customized little painted can with a customized paint can opener, as well as an included blending sponge, and free shipping for only $135. I mean, hello! That is a bargain if I ever heard one. My detail brushes will be on sale individually for $8 each, or you can buy the full set of 6 for $40. And last but not least, our giant painted sponges will be retailing for only $10. And I am so excited to finally share with you guys that everything that I just mentioned today will be on sale on August 7th at 12 p.m. PST on painted.co. And for any bitches who are too lazy, I'll put up some of the times in the other time zones right here. Today's video is not gonna be the only one that you will see. Like I said, make sure you stay tuned next week for a full step-by-step tutorial on every single way that you can use these paints, but also make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, not only just on the James Charles accounts, but also now the painted.co account. I'm gonna be posting so much content from behind the scenes of the shoots to showing you guys how these products came to be, but most importantly, I'll be posting a ton of tutorials on how you guys can use these products once you get them into your hands. So make sure you give it a big follow. What else do I need to say? I think that's probably everything. All the typical YouTuber outro stuff. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell. I think that's it. This has been a long one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. I will see you next week, and I will also see you on August 7th at 12 p.m. PST on painted.co. Bye.